Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're kicking things off with a pretty provocative truth. John Mayer's tone isn't about his hands, it's about the physics of air.
Right? I mean, think about it. For years, we've all seen guitarists throwing literally thousands of dollars at boutique amplifiers, rare overdrive pedals, you name it, all chasing that elusive, glassy, three-dimensional sound. But today, we're diving into the actual forensic science and studio engineering secrets that really create this sound. And honestly, the absolute best part is that the most crucial steps are gonna cost you absolutely $0. No joke.
So what does this all mean? We're essentially faced with a true forensic mystery here. How exactly do you achieve a guitar tone that sounds so massive, thick, and warm without just leaning on heavy amplifier distortion? When you listen to those classic bluesy pop rock tracks, the guitar isn't hiding behind a giant wall of fuzz. It's clean, but it's incredibly authoritative, right? It totally commands the mix. How does that actually happen?
Well, to figure out the mystery, we kind of have to look at the anatomy of the tone itself. Here's the thing. Standard clean amps played at low volumes, they often sound, well, thin, a bit weak, maybe a little sharp. Now, the traditional fix is just to crank up the gain, but overdriving an amp too much just creates this muddy compression and you lose literally all the nuance. This specific sonic anatomy, we're talking high amplifier headroom, very light breakup, scooped mid-range frequencies, and massive dynamic responsiveness, is just incredibly tricky to balance. You really need the amplifier to breathe.
Which brings us to part 1, the pickup height secret in the physics of magnetic pole.
Okay, so the instinct for most players is to raise their pickups right up close to the strings. I mean, proximity equals volume, right? But wait, what we're actually doing there is subjecting those steel strings to a really intense magnetic field. The magnets in your pickups literally pull on the strings. It's crazy. This magnetic drag actually chokes the natural string vibration, totally kills your sustain, and leaves you with a harsh, muddy tone. On the flip side, lowering the pickups does decrease your initial output, sure, but it massively enhances your clarity and really lets the natural wood tone of the instrument shine through.
And we actually have forensic analysis from tone chasers on forums showing exactly how this works in the real world. People have noticed that Mayer drops his signature Big Dipper pickups almost completely flush with the pickguard. And check this out, he actually drops the bass side even lower than the treble side. Why? Well, because those lower strings have more physical mass, meaning they interact a lot more heavily with the magnetic field. By dropping that bass side down, you basically equalize the signal across all the strings and just let them vibrate freely in the air.
So here is your crucial takeaway for this part. Literally grab a screwdriver and lower those pickups. If your tone feels harsh, compressed, or just lacks that acoustic-like dimension, well, your pickups are probably too high. Lowering them gives you the headroom and the clarity you absolutely need for a massive clean tone. You let the amplifier do the heavy lifting for volume, and the guitar provides the pure, unchoked tone, and like I said earlier, this adjustment costs you absolutely $0.
All right, moving right along to part 2, the sustain hack, sonic glue without the squash.
Now, obviously, there's a slight trade-off here. Lowering your pickups gives you that beautiful clarity, but you do lose some of that initial output and natural sustain. The strings are vibrating freely, yeah, but the signal hitting the amp is a bit weaker. So the secret weapon to getting that soaring sustain back without ruining our pristine clean tone is an analog compressor pedal. But, and this is absolutely crucial, we have to be careful. We are not using this to crush or squash the dynamics like you might in, say, a heavy funk track. No way. We're using it as a transparent harmonic sustainer. It's just a tool to catch the transients and hold those notes in the air just a little bit longer.
I want you to think of this like a master engineer sharing a major trade secret with you. Studio pros set these pedals with incredible restraint. What you want is a fast to medium attack to catch the spiky early transients of your pick hitting the string. But, and this is key, you want a very low ratio for the sustain. The pedal should act as a subtle sonic glue, not some obvious pumping effect. It just gently raises the volume of the tail end of your notes as they decay, which gives you that beautiful singing quality on a totally clean amplifier. And hey, if your compressor has a blend feature like this one, oh, it's a total game changer. This specific knob unlocks an indispensable studio technique called parallel compression. Basically, it lets you blend your totally uncompressed, honest guitar tone with all its spanky, dynamic transients right alongside the heavily sustained, compressed signal. It literally gives you the absolute best of both worlds. Extreme touch sensitivity and three-dimensional sparkle, all backed by practically infinite sustain. Now don't worry, you absolutely do not need some ultra-expensive boutique studio pedal to pull this off. Standard, cheap compressors like the classic Boss CS3 can easily get the job done. Just set the ratio low and the sustain moderate. Doing this will smooth out those volume peaks and valleys, and it really allows your softer, nuanced fingerpick notes to just linger beautifully in the air without getting buried in the mix.
So the ultimate takeaway here is that this subtle compression enhances those natural, unchoked dynamics you got from lowering your pickups. It perfectly bridges the gap between your fingers and the amplifier. Honestly, when it's set up correctly, you shouldn't even explicitly hear a compressor effect. Instead, you'll just feel that the guitar has suddenly become easier to play, that the notes bloom outward effortlessly, and that your tone has gained this massive, professional weight.
Because really, the secret to premium tone isn't found by blindly dropping thousands of dollars on the next magic pedal or boutique amplifier. It's found by mastering the physics of the instrument you literally already have in your hands. Free up your strings, balance those magnetic fields, and use compression as a delicate glue, not a hammer. Stop buying gear. Start adjusting it. Subscribe to the Tone Manual.